Within the Jefferson Hotel, reports of paranormal activity have been piling up for years, but one incident in particular pushed things into genuinely unsettling territory. A guest staying in room 117 reportedly checked out in a panic after an encounter they said happened in the bathroom late at night. According to staff, the guest had been taking a bath when the room filled with steam, and words slowly began to appear on the mirror, as if written by an unseen hand. The message read, "You should leave." Thinking it was some kind of prank or condensation trick, they wiped the mirror clean. Moments later, as the steam built up again, a new message appeared, this time far more direct, telling them to get out. The guest immediately fled the room, leaving their belongings behind, and even losing the bathroom key in the process. Hotel staff later entered the room to investigate and document what had happened.
But we took some pictures. I'll show you the pictures real quick. These pictures were a little eerie. You can see right here is the get out. And we took a series of pictures. Well, in all these pictures, there's only 2 people with the exception of this one. See right there, there's a third face. And there should only be 2 because all the pictures only showed 2 people in there. So whoever this third face is, we don't know. It was kind of weird, but we did go in there this morning to try to fog it up again, and it didn't happen. So I'm not sure, how long the prank lasts, or if it was even a prank.
They show the photographs taken that night, capturing the messages as they appeared on the fogged mirror. What stands out is how unnatural the writing looks, uneven, distorted, and nothing like handwriting formed by a finger. In one of the images, viewers later noticed something even more disturbing. Faintly visible in the reflection is what appears to be a third face, semi-transparent, and not belonging to anyone who was supposed to be in the room at the time. Staff attempted to recreate the conditions by fogging up the bathroom again, and once more, the same message appeared on the glass without anyone touching it. After that, room 117 was quietly taken out of rotation for a period of time, and the hotel has never offered a clear explanation for what was captured there. In the following video, Ragalzu was working a night shift when the building was completely empty, and after hearing strange noises echoing through the halls, he decided to start filming to protect himself more than anything else. The place was dark, quiet, and lit only by his phone and a small flashlight, which made every sound feel amplified.
Mira, ahí pasó. Dígame que lo vieron. Se lo vio clarito. Mira, ahí pasó. Mira. Se lo vio clarito. Y pasó por el medio del patio. ¿Qué les dije? Mira. Negrito para acá fue. Para ahí. ¿Ven? Pasó por ahí, agachadito, corriendo por aquí. Se enfocó, ¿eh? Está al frente de ustedes, gente. Todas las cosas siempre más, digamos, turbias y fuertes. Me movieron un muñeco, movieron una silla, me golpeaban la campana, hacían un montón de quilombo. Y ahora cierran la puerta. Y bueno, pero yo dije que antes de irme voy a limpiar el lugar, que ninguna entidad tiene que permanecer aquí, ninguna entidad tiene que seguir en este lugar, porque van a venir niños, y no tienen que seguir aquí. Me atravesó otra vez. Dios mío, me dejó encerrado. Ahora sí me dejó encerrado. ¿Ahora lo hace con esta también? Es un colegio. Sí, mira. Mira, no. ¿Ves? Él la cerró. Es más, hace rato... pero sí estoy en Santiago. Hace rato se vio literalmente un duende cruzar. O sea, la figura de un niño cruzando por detrás mío. Uy, escucha. Está golpeando. Ahí la abrió. Ok. Vine por acá. Me dejó de golpear. Linda la noche en la escuela, ¿eh? Ahí está volviendo la puerta. No tiene luz, pero habría que pasar un proceso para poder trascender y ¿A dónde Mautrix, Gamin, dónde dice que se verían cosas locas? En el hospital me trabajo toda la noche. Estuve el sábado en un hospital abandonado. Y también logré captar una entidad bastante oscura. Yo esta puerta la voy a cerrar bien mejor.
As he walks forward, the camera catches what looks like movement behind a closed door ahead of him, a dark, human-shaped object, passing across it for just a second, like someone walking by on the other side. Ragalzu immediately panics and runs straight toward the door, shining his flashlight through the glass, and then outside once he opens it. There's nothing there. No footsteps, no shadows, no place for anyone to hide. The area beyond the door is completely empty, and security later confirmed no one else was on site at the time. Whatever moved past that door was there only long enough to be seen, then vanished the moment he tried to confront it. A haunted foodie YouTuber was exploring an abandoned mental asylum, expecting nothing more than a quiet, eerie location for a casual exploration video. The building had been left to rot, with peeling paint, debris scattered across the floor, and long ward corridors filled with old hospital rooms. She films herself walking through one of the messiest sections, opening doors, and looking around while talking calmly to the camera. Her husband can be seen further down the corridor at one point, also looking around, making it clear they weren't alone in the building, but still very much alone in terms of other people.
I think this is the ward, actually. Oh my god, that's really, really new looking. Oh, it does smell like a hospital jar. Yeah. Oh, yeah, look. It does actually smell like a hospital. This seems a lot newer than the rest of the building. Whoa. Toilets in here. All the sinks are broken. Yet again, like I like to say in all of my abandoned. What's that? Whoa. They like pink tiles, don't they? What's in our room? There's another room in here. Shower. I don't like looking behind shower curtains. That just creeps me right out. The bathroom again there. That's pretty cool, that is. Smells like an hospital in this part, definitely.
As she pans the camera from a blank wall back toward the corridor, something unsettling happens without her noticing. At the far end of the hallway, a tall, dark figure is briefly visible standing near a doorway. Within a split second, it appears to react to the camera and slips behind the door, completely vanishing from view. The movement is quick but unmistakable when slowed down. She continues filming, unaware anything happened, and only realizes later when reviewing the footage. After spotting it, she shared the clip online, admitting that she had no explanation for who or what that figure could have been, especially since no one else was supposed to be anywhere near that part of the asylum. After watching this next clip, you'll definitely want a dash cam on your car. The footage comes from a vehicle driving along a highway, with the road ahead completely clear at first. It's late, visibility isn't great, and everything feels normal until something suddenly appears directly in the lane.
There it goes. Just record.
A small, transparent figure that looks disturbingly like a child is standing in the middle of the road. The driver slows down instinctively, clearly panicking, but there's nowhere to swerve in time. The car passes straight through where the figure is standing, yet there's no impact, no sound, nothing in the mirrors afterward. The road behind them is empty. When the footage is slowed down, the figure doesn't react at all. It doesn't move, flinch, or turn its head. It just stays there as the car goes through it. Many people who've seen the clip believe it's the ghost of a child tied to that stretch of highway, while others can't explain how something so clear left absolutely no trace. Either way, it's the kind of footage that makes night driving feel a lot less routine and more abnormal. A cemetery security guard captured this unsettling footage while on patrol late at night with a co-worker, both of them filming because of repeated reports in the area.
I've been recording the whole time. Yo, me and Eon seen this bitch walking through the cemetery. Blowing it, running through the cemetery and landed on a tombstone.
Yeah, she was blowing it. She landed on a tombstone. She was blowing it. Hey, what you doing, girl?
Yo, that shit is creepy as...
What the f***?
What happened?
What the f*** you doing?
Why she touching other people's graves?
Yo, she just bust her head on the other grave, though.
Did she?
She got on no shoes, bro.
What she just grabbed?
A flower. She just grabbed a flower. She got on no shoes.
Yo, Boogie, we watching a ghost. She... Yo, don't say nothing to her. Don't say nothing to her. I'm scared as shit. Cause what if she, nigga, she knows where you live, nigga? Live across the street from the cemetery.
I'll shoot that bitch. Shoot that bitch.
Nigga, this bitch is crazy.
Yo, the fuck?
Yo, what the f?
Yo, I see. Yo, where the blunt at? Pass the blunt. Pass the blunt. I cannot. Nah. She was blowing it. Did you see how she tripped over that tombstone?
She landed on a tombstone.
On her head. And she planned this. Yo!
There's no way in fuck she planned this, Boogie.
Yo!
She ain't answering nobody. She ain't look at us.
Yo, girl, the whole way.
Yo, girl in the hallway.
You scaring me! You really scaring me! You scaring the shit out of me! Yo! You scaring the shit out of me! Go home! Go home!
Yo, Boogie, she gonna come back and she gonna be sitting right in front of your house, nigga. And I'm gonna pop that bitch.
Her ass.
Yo, she ran through the cemetery and was walking.
Yo, I wish I still had that BB.
Yo, you gotta let her go. Maybe she's like hurting or something.
Why was she running that fast though?
But why she just stopped and take someone else? She took someone else's flower, nigga, from there.
Look, she's swinging it. She's having fun, B. Yo, I'm gonna have to go karate kick this bitch.
Yo, this is the creepiest shit that I've ever seen in my life.
My nigga, yo, bitches had a picnic in there the other day.
A picnic, nigga. She has on all white and she's running and jumping on people's tombstones. Yo, you crazy bitch!
You the crazy bitch!
Nigga, she's jumping on people's tombstones.
What? Oh my God.
She's spinning this shit? Nah.
World Star.
World Star. Where'd she go?
World Star.
Where'd she go?
She disappeared.
She disappeared.
In the distance, a young girl dressed entirely in white can be seen standing among the gravestones, her head tilted downward as if she's focused on something only she can see. The guards call out to her repeatedly, asking if she's lost or needs help, but she never responds, never even looks in their direction. Instead, she slowly walks between the graves, trailing her fingers across the tops of the headstones in a way that feels disturbingly deliberate. At one point, she bends down and takes a flower from a grave, holding it loosely before wandering further into the cemetery. The guards shout again, telling her to stop, but she ignores them completely and even takes another flower as if their presence means nothing to her. Then, without warning, she steps behind a large tombstone and vanishes. When the guards rush over to check after the footage ends, there's nobody there at all. No footsteps, no place she could have gone, just the cold silence of the cemetery. To this day, they have no explanation for who she was or where she disappeared to. Ricky is a well-known ghost hunter who's been investigating the same abandoned establishment for a long time, convinced that whatever is there hasn't left yet. In this clip, he's outside the building late at night, filming himself in a casual vlog style as he stands in silence. The area around him looks empty and quiet, with nothing but fencing and darkness behind him.
Hey!
As he continues talking, something strange happens in the background. Behind Ricky, beyond the fence, a tall, dark black figure suddenly walks across the frame. It's not a shadow from him or the camera. It moves independently, passing through the background like a person calmly walking by. Ricky doesn't notice it at first, but viewers immediately point it out. A second later, he seems to sense something is wrong and spins around, spotting movement out of the corner of his eye. He breaks into a run toward the fence, shining his light and calling out. But when he reaches the exact spot where the figure was, there's nothing there at all. No person, no animal, no place for someone to hide. After reviewing the footage later, Ricky admits that this is one of the clearest things he's ever caught at that location, and it's only reinforced his belief that something is still roaming that property, watching him every time he visits. Someone named Tom was lying in bed late at night when he started hearing strange noises coming from his kitchen. The kind that are just loud enough to stop you from sleeping but not clear enough to explain. Uneasy, he grabbed his phone and began recording, aiming the camera toward the doorway that led out of his bedroom.
What the f...
For a while, nothing happens at all. The doorway stays dark and still, and the apartment feels empty, almost quiet enough to convince you it was all in his head. But then, slowly, something begins to appear. A circular black shape peeks out from the edge of the doorway, just enough to be noticeable, like a head cautiously leaning into view. It lingers there for a moment, completely silent, before slowly retreating back out of sight. The movement is deliberate, not fast or startled, almost like whatever it was knew it was being watched. Tom doesn't step closer or call out. He just keeps filming, breathing heavier as the doorway goes still again. Nothing else appears after that, but the way the shape emerged and hid makes the clip incredibly unsettling, leaving the impression that something was standing in his kitchen, watching him from the dark. A few days later, the activity hadn't stopped. In fact, it seemed bolder. Tom finds himself back in the exact same spot, standing this time, after hearing the familiar noises coming from the kitchen again. His voice sounds steadier, but there's tension in every word as he starts recording.
What the f... Who is out? Oh my god. Oh my goodness, what the f... Hello, who is there? Oh my goodness, please stop. What the f... Please stop, please stop. This is my house. Leave. Leave, this is my house. You're not allowed here. Leave. Oh my goodness.
As he slowly approaches the doorway, a loud clatter suddenly rings out from inside the kitchen, the unmistakable sound of something metallic hitting the floor, like cutlery being thrown from a counter. Almost immediately after, cabinet doors begin opening and slamming shut one after another, hard enough to echo through the apartment. Tom raises his voice now, telling whatever is in there to leave, to stop, to get out of his house. He sounds firm, almost authoritative, like he's trying to take control of the situation, but it doesn't work. The noises continue without hesitation, cabinets still moving as if his commands mean nothing at all. He backs away slightly, breathing faster, realizing that whatever was peeking at him days earlier wasn't intimidated. If anything, it sounded like it was responding by getting louder. Tom later said this was the moment he truly understood he wasn't alone in that apartment, and whatever was in his kitchen had no intention of leaving just because he asked. Snowball99, a smaller YouTuber known for occasionally sharing strange moments from her home, uploaded a video that quickly caught the attention of paranormal-believing viewers. She had been watching TV for quite some time when, out of nowhere, the lights in her living room suddenly shut off, plunging the space into an uneasy dimness. Rather than ignoring it, she decided to grab her phone and start recording to document anything unusual.
Brazil with total live earnings of $75,000. Yeah, Diego, let's see a plot connect cards to make a decent top there. He calls as well. We're going three-way to the plot.
We're going mad.
For a while, nothing else seemed to happen besides the faint sound of the television in the background. But as the silence settled, both of her dogs began to whimper simultaneously, their eyes fixed on the same corner of the room. It was the kind of reaction animals have when they sense something humans can't. Just as the video is about to end, viewers can clearly see a grey teddy bear on the floor subtly shift on its own. A small but unmistakable movement. Snowball99 immediately stops recording, her breathing audible and shaken, and later wrote that she hadn't been able to sleep properly since. The clip spread quickly, with many calling it one of her eeriest uploads yet. 2 nights after the Teddy incident, Snowball99 found herself on edge. She'd been trying to convince herself that what happened last time was a one-off, maybe just her imagination playing tricks on her. But when faint noises started echoing through her bedroom late at night, she didn't hesitate, and she instantly grabbed her phone to hit record. She slowly panned the camera across the room, showing every corner to prove there was nothing and no one else inside. As the camera settled back toward her bed, her sheets began to shift unnaturally, as if something was moving underneath them. Her dogs weren't in the room this time, making the moment even harder to rationalize. She tried to keep the camera steady, breathing heavily, when suddenly a pen fell off her desk completely on its own. There was no breeze, no movement nearby, and she made sure to replay the clip in slow motion for viewers so they could see exactly what she saw. No visible cause. By the end of the video, her breathing was shaky, and she admitted later that she slept with her parents for the rest of the week, despite her older age. Whatever is in that room doesn't seem to be slowing down, and they're looking into bringing a helper in. Eddie had been dealing with strange activity for weeks, but this time it felt different. The knocking wasn't echoing through the halls like before. Rather, it was coming from one specific spot. He grabbed his phone and started recording as he walked through his now loud house toward the sound.
Mam użyć?
The knocking grew clearer with every step until he stood directly in front of a tall cupboard, the noise tapping steadily from behind it. He hesitated for a moment, clearly unnerved, then swung the doors open wide. What made the moment so chilling was that the knocking didn't stop. Even with the entire cupboard fully open, exposing the wall and everything inside, the rhythmic tapping kept going as if it was coming from inside the very structure of the house itself. There was nothing behind it, nothing leaning against it, and no visible explanation for what was happening. Eddie stood frozen, the camera capturing his uneasy breathing as the knocking echoed on. It was one of the clearest pieces of activity he'd caught yet, leaving viewers just as unsettled as he was. On another occasion, Eddie was trying to unwind in his living room, but the calm didn't last long. It never does when your house is haunted.
Ja pierdolę.
A faint tapping started coming from a cabinet across the room, the one where he kept fragile items like wine glasses. The sound was light but steady, enough to pull his attention completely. He grabbed his phone again and walked slowly toward it, each step amplifying the tension. Just as he reached the cabinet, a loud bang echoed from elsewhere in the house, and the tapping inside the cabinet stopped instantly, as if whatever caused it had shifted its focus. Startled, he continued and hurried toward the source of the bang, which seemed to come from his bedroom. When he entered, he noticed the door had shut on its own. He checked behind it, scanning every corner, but found nothing unusual. As he stood there trying to process what was happening, another noise echoed faintly from the kitchen. Rushing over, he found one of the drawers fully opened, even though he was sure he'd closed it earlier. The sequence of sounds felt coordinated, like whatever was in his home was deliberately leading him from room to room, and for the first time, his unease turned into genuine fear. Late at night, a security guard was doing his usual rounds when something on one of the CCTV monitors caught his attention. It's safe to say that it was far from expected. In the corner of the screen, a figure could clearly be seen sitting in an office chair inside one of the building's rooms. It looked like a woman, sitting unnaturally still, but the strange part was that the guard was standing right next to that very chair in real life. He turned his phone camera toward it to show proof, and the chair was completely empty. No one was there. Shaken, he bolted toward another nearby room that the cameras showed as being pitch black. When he arrived, the lights were off, despite the fact that he swore he'd left them on earlier. He flipped the switch, restored the lights, and quickly returned to the security room to keep watching the feeds. That's when things took an even darker turn. On the same monitor, the woman who had been sitting in the empty chair was now standing in the room he had just checked. It was like she'd followed him there. The realization hit him all at once, and his breathing turned shaky as he stared at the screen, fully aware that he was alone in the building. Whoever was haunting him definitely did its job of causing fright. Every morning without fail, Shannon would wake up to find the exact same cabinet door standing wide open. It wasn't just a random door either. It was always the left door, the one that had a secure snap mechanism that made it impossible to swing open on its own. Tired of wondering, she decided to start filming it in order to prove she wasn't imagining things.
Okay guys, I'm gonna post this on Facebook, but every morning that I wake up, this cabinet right here, this cabinet right here is open. And it's always this door. It's got a snap, as you can see up top right there. It snaps, so there's no way that that door can just open up on its own. It's not even full inside of the cabinet. But every morning I wake up, for the last 2 weeks, this door has been open, as if something or someone has opened the door. And I've asked everyone in the home here that lives with us, and no one messes with this cabinet. This is in my room. Now, I don't know what it is, but I'm going to try to set my camera up at night, and I'm going to try to see if I can catch it opening up on its own. If I can, I'm going to post it on Facebook. I'm going to post it on YouTube also. Not Facebook, YouTube. This is just the freakiest thing ever to me. Like, it freaks me out. It just, like, I can't take it. But I just wanted to share that with you guys. I'll try to keep updates on it and let you guys know if it opens up again. Like, it's super freaky to me. Super freaky.
Shannon pans the camera toward the cabinet, showing how the right door stays firmly shut while the left hangs open again. She zooms in on the snap to show it clearly locked in place, meaning that there is no way it could open on its own. Wind or uneven hinges couldn't be the cause. Determined to catch whatever was happening, she sets a camera up facing the cabinet before heading to bed. She explains that if the door opens again by morning, there will finally be proof. The clip ends with the camera positioned, quietly recording through the night, leaving viewers wondering what it will capture when the sun rises. The very next day, Shannon uploaded a follow-up video, and this time she had undeniable proof. The footage shows her cabinet in the early morning, completely still, before the left door slowly pulls itself open, as if something invisible was tugging on it. The crazy thing is that it happened as she was collecting the camera.
So, yeah. And see, there it goes again. It just now opened on its own. Wow. And see, there's a snappy thing right there. It snaps shut tight. Maybe if I do it like that, it won't open. I'll try.
What makes it even stranger is that Shannon points out the snap mechanism again, zooming in to show how it clicks firmly into place, proving it can't just drift open on its own. She then steps into frame, closes the door herself with a clear snapping sound, and pulls on it lightly to show just how secure it is. Despite locking into place the exact same way, the cabinet had opened without her touching it. Shannon sounds both unsettled and vindicated, reminding viewers this has happened every morning without fail. But now she finally has evidence to back it up. The way the door opens so slowly makes it feel deliberate, like something inside the house wants to be noticed. The spooky thing is that it got what it wanted. Chriselle Luna has returned to the same chilling location featured in her previous investigation, a place that has already given viewers some unforgettable moments. For those unfamiliar, she's been exploring a notoriously haunted site, documenting everything she experiences for her audience. In this new clip, Chriselle is seen stepping outside the facility into the pitch-black night, her flashlight barely cutting through the darkness. The atmosphere is heavy, with only the sound of her footsteps echoing against the quiet surroundings.
¿Qué dicen que ven en el lugar, eh? Estoy sintiendo que la energía cada vez se está poniendo peor. Ok. Vamos a salir de este lugar. Quiero ver si en la casa logramos registrar algo, ya que creo que es donde hay mayor actividad paranormal. Vean, se ve terrible ese lugar. Ay, escucha. Meli, acá. Escuché un ruido ahí. No sé si la cámara lo registró. No sé si fue por el aire. Pero aquí escuché algo. ¿Quién está aquí? Se está moviendo. ¿Quién eres? ¿Necesitas ayuda? Quiero ver si estás aquí. Si necesitas.
Just as she's about to move further away, a bang erupts from inside the building, causing her to whip around and hurry back in. She scans the area cautiously, her camera sweeping across the dark interior. Nothing appears to have changed. The only thing standing in the middle of the silence is the same old tractor she encountered before. Unmoving yet oddly eerie, she eventually ends the clip still uneasy. Subscribe to me, as this story has not yet ended. A local resident had reached out to Camilla, asking her to record a cleansing of what she referred to as the death room, a space with a dark history they wanted documented for a private Facebook group. Camilla agreed to film, thinking it would just be a simple ritual and nothing more.
Heavenly Father, I ask for your divine presence to fill this space. May your light shine brightly through every room, cleansing this home of any negativity, fear, or unrest. Let peace dwell in every corner, and love be the foundation of every wall. Bless this home with your protection, surrounding it with your angels, and shielding it from harm and evil. May every door be a passage to your grace, and every window open to your blessings. In Jesus' name.
The footage shows the woman standing just outside the room in front of the doorway, reading a plea for God to cleanse and protect the space. Her voice is steady, echoing softly off the walls, while Camilla keeps the camera focused on her. Halfway through the prayer, the jewelry hanging from the woman's wrist suddenly shifts and swings on its own, the small, dangly piece moving as if something invisible had brushed against it. The woman doesn't break her chant, but Camilla is shocked at what she's capturing. She's since said this is the clip she shows anyone who doubts her, insisting nothing about that moment was staged. The next video shows Camilla alone, sitting in a room that we cannot identify, explaining the story behind the now infamous death room.
So a lot of you guys have seen that video, so I just want to explain it. Basically, one of the patients here asked me to record a video of her while she was anointing her room to post on her Facebook group page. It's like Catholic group page or whatever. And while she was praying, the rosary little gets yanked out of her hand. That's not even the weirdest thing that's happened there. Mind you, we all call this death room because anytime a patient goes in there, they pass away, or they get sent to the hospital after they come in healthy. I can't, due to the confidentiality of the families and our respect for everybody in the patients, I'm literally not allowed to say that much. But the craziest thing that happened, and my coworker literally got a video of it. We had this therapy dog come in and it's playing with our patients, and then it literally runs away and it goes to the door of this death room, right? The death room, and it starts whimpering. This is a therapy dog, like.
You like a sucker? You ready to go take a shower? Yeah, here. It's not worth it? Where's your other sucker? You want to have one? Use it. She left.
Really?
She begins by saying that the room got its grim nickname for a reason. Every patient who was ever placed in it eventually passed away, no matter their condition going in. Camilla's tone is serious, her voice trembling slightly, as she talks about how the room has been avoided ever since. She goes on to share something even stranger, a story about the therapy dog that regularly visits the facility. According to her, the dog once left its group session on its own and walked straight to the door of the death room, where it began to whimper uncontrollably. To back it up, Camilla includes footage showing exactly that, the dog standing outside the door, crying and refusing to move closer. She explains that nobody could calm it down for several minutes, and from that day forward, it never approached that part of the hallway again. CCTV footage from the corner of the hallway outside the so-called death room would only deepen the mystery. The unsettling clip shows the corridor completely empty, save for the green flash of the call light above the door. Take a look at what happens next.
Why is it beeping?
I don't know, no one's in there.
It's crazy.
Get the light, get the light.
You say you checked?
Yes. Did you just get that on camera? No. Stop. No, I'm not playing with you anymore. I don't like this. No, I don't like this. I don't like this.
This is insane right now. Right there.
Okay, you're gonna stop this right now.
After a few seconds, the light begins to flicker on and off in short, sharp bursts, as though being triggered by something unseen. Then, without warning, the door to the room slowly swings shut by itself, the sound echoing faintly through the hall. Moments later, a few nurses are drawn by the noise and go to investigate. One of them, clearly unnerved, calls out for whoever or whatever might be there to stop. They check the room thoroughly, opening the door and stepping inside, but it's completely empty. Nothing and no one to explain what had just been caught. To this day, the death room remains one of the facility's most unsettling mysteries, one even the staff refuse to discuss in detail. CCTV footage from a quiet kitchen captured something that left viewers unsettled. In the dim glow of a nightlight, a strange, fast-moving shadow sweeps across the back of the room, its shape unclear but unmistakably humanoid in motion. Both the household cat and dog can be seen reacting at the same time, their heads snapping in unison to follow the invisible movement. The cat perches its head up while the dog stiffens, staring at the same spot where the shadow had passed, as though something was still there. This all unfolded at 12:45 in the morning, a time when the house should have been completely still. The pet's synchronized reactions only add to the footage's creepiness, giving it a sense of authenticity that's hard to dismiss. When the homeowner reviewed the video the next day, they admitted it gave them chills seeing their animals watch something that, on camera, looked like pure darkness gliding across the kitchen. They're thinking of selling the house. On September the 18th of 2006, a group of urban explorers decided to experiment inside a notorious abandoned house in Toronto. One of them, acting as the camera woman, documented the entire thing.
So we are September 18th, 2006. We are officially 18 days behind schedule. These guys have been working for 6 months and I have no idea what they've been doing. Our renovation is not gone to any schedule. I mean, they're still drywall these guys haven't hung. I don't know what the hell they've been doing. The hardwood floor is not even touched. We have no electrical. I mean, it's just a wire with a bulb. It's not gonna do me any good. The carpet up the stairs has just been ruined. There's even more damage, like now things are peeling off the walls. Everything up here, I mean, it's just disgusting. I don't know what the hell's going on. Look at, there's holes in the walls up here. It's just, oh Jesus!
As she steps through the front door, her voice trembles slightly as she describes the interior. The place is filthy and falling apart, littered with old belongings and cracked walls. Slowly, she climbs the creaking staircase to the upper floor, pointing out holes in the walls and floors that make the place even more dangerous using her night vision camera. But just as she's narrating the damage, a loud bang echoes from down the hall. Spinning the camera toward the sound, she captures a faint human-like figure at the end of the corridor, turning sharply as if to hide behind a corner. Her breathing becomes panicked as she realizes she isn't alone. Without hesitation, she bolts down the stairs and out of the house, the footage shaking wildly as she runs for her life. Hugh and her friends made it out that day, so the only question is, will they be returning? Fuego had been documenting strange occurrences in his home for weeks, hoping to finally catch something on camera that explained the unease he felt every night. In this clip, he stands outside his youngest child's bedroom, his phone trembling in his hand as several loud bangs echo from behind the door. The only downside is that his youngest child passed away, but he kept the room in her memory.
¿Se escucha el ruido? Acá está la habitación de mi hija. Ey. Uy, se siente re fría esta habitación. ¿Qué carajo? El ruido viene de acá adentro, me parece. Concha de tu madre, la concha de tu madre. Otra vez, ¿ves? Ruido acá adentro. ¿Qué onda?
Steeling himself, he pushes it open and steps inside, immediately struck by the sound of slow, uneven breathing coming from somewhere in the room. The door behind him slams shut off camera, making him jolt and spin around in panic. Suddenly, a little girl's laugh cuts through the silence, high-pitched and chilling, followed by the clattering of something moving behind the wardrobe door. Without warning, a toy basketball rolls across the floor. Before he can react, the wardrobe itself begins to shake violently. Summoning his nerve, Fuego swings the door open to reveal a small plastic bear toy sitting inside, its speaker crackling to life as it plays distorted music. The girl-like noises intensify, becoming more agitated, echoing from all around him rather than one spot. Overwhelmed, Fuego turns and sprints from the room, the camera not capturing this and cutting after one motion. He is considering leaving the house, but doesn't want to tarnish his last memory of his daughter. A man had set up his phone in a music room he's long believed to be haunted, speaking directly to his audience about its strange history without going into detail about the incidents themselves. His tone is calm at first, explaining that he's there alone to document what might happen when nobody else is around.
Hola, una. Estoy acá en mi estudio. Puta madre. Otra vez vuelvo a sentir ruido. La verdad que... La concha de la lora. La puta madre. Ay, la puta...
As he talks, one of the guitars mounted on the wall gives a slight, almost imperceptible sway behind him, but he's too focused on speaking to notice. Moments later, a sudden thud echoes across the room as something falls from a desk next to a keyboard, hitting the floor hard enough to startle him mid-sentence. He whips his head toward the sound, clearly unnerved now, scanning the room for any explanation but finding nothing. His composure breaks, and he quickly backs away from the desk before turning and bolting from the room. He is still struggling on what to do next, but who knows if he will see this video. Just in case he does, feel free to comment some advice for him. Crisel Luna, a paranormal investigator known for exploring some of Mexico's most infamous haunted sites, had previously terrified viewers with her visit to the abandoned Hotel Posada del Sol. Now, she's back at the exact same location, continuing her exploration into the unknown. This time, the video begins with her walking toward a rusted old tractor, surrounded by overgrown brush, the atmosphere quiet but tense.
Ay, Dios. Ay, ay, ay. Creo que fue ese pajarito lo que generó el ruido, como que salió de aquí. Ahí está inquieto porque llegamos. Pues al parecer está todo muy tranquilo. Desde que llegamos no hemos recibido una sola manifestación. ¡Ay! ¿Qué pasó? ¡Ay! ¿Qué pasó? No se vio nada en la cámara. ¿Tú viste algo, Melissa? No. Está revoloteando aquí este pajarito. Parece que se siente mal. Pero esto me asustó. ¿Qué será? Ay, ¿qué será? Aquí está. Eso es lo que nos está asustando. Está inquieto porque estamos aquí. ¡Ay! 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 ¿Qué tronó? ¿Qué tronó? ¿Qué tronó? ¿Qué tronó? ¡Ay, no! ¿Qué es que está pasando? Está aquí bastante oscuro. No sabemos qué está pasando. Hay plasmaciones en las paredes. Si pueden ver, vean. Ustedes mismos quiero que detecten las plasmaciones de los rostros que hay, de rostros diabólicos incluso. Aquí parece que no hay una sola energía. Parece que hay más entidades y no solo la de esta señora.
She suddenly freezes as a strange noise echoes from behind her, prompting her to spin the camera around in every direction. But there's nothing there. Determined, she keeps moving, her flashlight cutting through the darkness, when another bizarre sound, closer this time, makes her stop again. She lets out a quick scream, but keeps recording, spotting a bird resting unnaturally still nearby. As she films it closely, another sound erupts in the distance, sharp and loud, like a gunshot tearing through the silence. Crizelle gasps, and the camera shakes, cutting just as she turns toward the noise. The video ends there, leaving her audience desperate to know what she discovered next. Subscribe to my channel, as her story will continue in future videos. An Instagram user has been documenting what he calls experiments with the entity that supposedly lives in his basement. At first, people thought he was just making skits, but the footage keeps getting harder to explain. In one video, the sound of slow, deliberate footsteps can be heard making their way halfway up the basement stairs.
This Instagram user posted experiments they have been doing with the paranormal entity in their basement. There are footsteps, then the balloon is hit by an unseen force. In a second video, more footsteps are followed by the owner's hand being slapped. Finally, he tries one more experiment. Watch what happens.
Moments later, a blue balloon begins bouncing by itself in the air, not rolling or drifting, but bouncing, as though someone unseen was hitting it upward from below. A few days later, he recorded again after hearing the same footsteps. This time they climbed all the way to the top and stopped right in front of him. The camera captures his arm jerking back twice as two clear slaps echo through the basement, even though nobody visible was there. The final clip is the most unsettling. He holds a roll of toilet paper at the top of the stairs, indirectly daring the spirit in the basement to do something about it. The footsteps start again, slow and heavy, and then the roll begins to unravel itself slightly, but not to an extent that was too crazy. Viewers called it one of the clearest pieces of interaction footage they'd ever seen. It was concrete evidence that whatever's in that basement isn't just moving objects, it's responding. A little girl was sitting on the floor, playing with some of her toys, when she suddenly started talking to someone who wasn't there. At first, upon checking the camera, her parents thought she was just pretending, the way most kids do. But as she kept going, it became unsettling.
nighttime we can sleep. And you want to do so now. For a pizza. Remember?
She could be heard greeting someone and using a name her parents recognized instantly, Grandma Eckersley, a family member who had passed away, and they were still deeply upset by her passing. She spoke with warmth and familiarity, describing her as an angel and telling her about her toys, as though carrying on a genuine conversation. What made it all the more chilling was how naturally she spoke, because it was very clear that this wasn't just the result of a wild imagination. The parents watched the footage in silence, torn between fear and disbelief. Many online have said that young children are more receptive to things adults can't see, and if that's true, this little girl might have been speaking to someone who never really left. Built back in 1887, the house Noah lived in carried a long and eerie history. Locals say the spirits of the original homeowners never left, and after 3 years inside those walls, Noah had no doubt about it. The knocks always came at night, steady and deliberate, like someone on the other side of the door refusing to leave.
Jesus loves me, yes I know.
Built in 1887, this home was haunted by the original homeowners, Judson Hood and his wife Mary Pogue. I lived here for 3 years and just released my 10-part series explaining the history of the home and how it eventually burnt down.
Mary. Mary girl. Ooh, I'm covered in goosebumps. Mary, I know you just died 106 years ago, bitch. Give it up, Mary. Cut it out. Come on, Mary, for real. You done said your piece 106 times, die. Go to the grave. This shit's creepy. I'll give it to you since it's your death dates or whatever. Happy 106th day in heaven. I hope you're in heaven.
I called 911.
Jesus loves me, yes I know, for the Bible. Come on, girl. What do you want? Normally you shut up when I come down here. I'm gonna try to run past it. Hey, Mary. Mary, can you stop? Mary, stop. Creepy ass painting. I am not cut out for this shit, y'all. My motherfucking rosary.
This time, Noah decided to speak directly to whatever was there, asking it to stop, but the knocking only grew louder and faster, like it was angry. His voice shakes slightly as he warns it again, telling the presence to go away, to rest, but it doesn't stop. The sound keeps echoing through the hallway until he tells the spirit behind it to return to the grave where it came from. The moment the words leave his mouth, the video cuts out completely. The knocking didn't stop that night. A few days later, Noah posted another video. This time, the knocks had returned, louder than ever. The camera shows him halfway down the stairs, his voice tired and frustrated as he films the front door closely.
If you could just please stop I'm trying to sleep. This is the third time you got me up. I'm here, so come on, what do you need? What are you trying to...
As soon as he stops to catch his breath, the knocking stops too. Like whatever's there is listening to him. He stands still for a few seconds, trying to process it, then speaks again, this time softer, asking the ghost to please stop because he's just trying to sleep. For a moment, there's silence. No movement, no sound, just the hum of the house in the middle of the night. Then suddenly, a scary demon jumped out, except it was actually an edit he added later of himself as a joke, something to break the tension up. But even with that small edit, viewers pointed out how real his fear seemed, how cautious he was walking down those stairs. A few nights later, Noah uploaded yet another video, saying he hadn't been sleeping properly since the last incident. The knocking had changed this time, and was not coming from the door anymore, but from the walls themselves.
Shh. Can you please just want me down, please?
Hello? If you can hear me, please stop. Why are you going faster? Oh, fuck no.
The recording starts with him getting out of bed in frustration, the camera shaking as the loud thuds echo through the house. He walks to the same midpoint of the stairs, where it always seems to happen, calling out, "Hello," and demanding the ghost to stop. For a brief moment, the sounds pause, the house falling completely silent. Then, just as he begins to back away, the knocking resumes, except faster, sharper, almost rhythmic, like it's responding directly to him. His breathing quickens, the tension building as he stays frozen on the stairs. Eventually, it stops just as suddenly as it started, leaving an eerie quiet behind. Noah whispers to himself and slowly retreats back up the steps, clearly terrified to even look back. Whatever is haunting that house isn't finished with him yet. The video begins with the sound of heavy breathing, the man clearly unsettled as he films a see-through section of his wall to capture something very peculiar. As the camera pans toward the kitchen window, a small child can be seen standing perfectly still on the other side, its outline clear against the dim light. For a few tense seconds, neither of them moves. Then, when he finally gathers the courage to turn the corner and check, there's nobody there. No child, no sound, just the faint creaking of the house settling. He steps farther into the room, scanning around with his camera, and that's when a cupboard door suddenly shuts on its own, slamming with force. A whisper follows right after, barely audible, but enough to make him flinch and drop a curse under his breath. The clip cuts abruptly after that, leaving viewers questioning who, or what, that child in the window really was. Zark uploaded what he called the scariest night his family had ever experienced. The video starts with him, his wife, and their young son lying in bed, the woman trying to comfort the child, while Zark decides to get up and see what's going on.
नहीं तुम बच्चे के साथ रहो नहीं तो वो डरेगा
Daddy, can I go?
No, Mama. You take care of Mommy. Daddy will come soon. पूरा सामान गिरा हुआ है Yeah. इधर भी पूरा कवर गिरा हुआ है
He walks slowly toward the door, opens it carefully, and peers into the hallway where nothing is there. The house is silent except for the faint hum of appliances, but as he moves into the kitchen, things start to make sense, and not in a good way. Items are scattered across the floor. A cupboard is wide open, and his son's small bike has toppled over near the counter. Even a wall cover that had been perfectly secured earlier is now lying on the ground. Zark lifts it back up, presses it against the wall, and right as he does, the footage glitches. The image blurs, and the power cuts off. A moment later, the video transitions to CCTV footage he recorded earlier that night. The camera shows the cupboard door opening by itself, objects falling out one by one, the bike tipping over without anyone nearby, and finally the cover slipping down the wall on its own. Everything happens in complete silence. No people, no movement other than the objects themselves. Zark has no explanation for any of it EL, and neither do experts. All we know is that whatever's in that house made itself known to all of them that night. Dashcam footage dated July the 18th, 2021 at exactly 10 o'clock at night shows what might be one of the eeriest captures ever taken on a highway. The car is driving steadily down a dimly lit stretch of road, the lights from oncoming vehicles occasionally flashing across the windshield. For the first few seconds, everything looks perfectly normal. It's quiet, calm, and uneventful, but as the vehicle approaches a bend, something faint and human-shaped can be seen running along the side of the highway. Its outline is translucent, almost glowing against the darkness, moving at an unnatural speed, yet leaving no shadow, no sound, no trace on the road itself. The driver doesn't seem to notice, continuing straight ahead, while the figure gradually fades from view. When the footage was reviewed later, people were stunned by how clear the form appeared and how it seemed to match the movements of a real person, except for the fact that you could see right through it. Many now believe it wasn't a trick of light or reflection, but the ghost of someone still running that road, long after their time. A guy is lying on his bed in the next clip, breathing heavily as he films himself, and explains he's been hearing knocking sounds coming from his closet for the past few minutes. He's clearly scared, but trying to stay calm, talking quietly while keeping the camera pointed toward the closet door.
I just heard knocking from the closet.
The moment he mentions the knocking, a loud, sharp knock echoes from inside the closet, so loud that he jumps and freezes in place. He slowly gets out of bed and walks toward it, breathing deeply as he inches closer. Just before his hand reaches the handle, another knock hits the door, this one quicker and just as forceful, almost like whatever's inside is responding directly to him. He swings the door open and films every corner of the closet, but it's completely empty. No movement, no shadows, nothing out of place. He steps back into the hallway, trying to process what just happened, when suddenly the door across from the closet slams shut on its own. He spins around in panic, but the room is empty. No one there. This entire sequence makes it seem like whatever was knocking wasn't confined to the closet at all, and it wasn't done trying to get his attention. Celsa set up a CCTV camera in her daughter's room because something had been keeping the little girl awake night after night, and they wanted to finally see what was going on. The footage she shared was recorded just before 6 in the evening, long before bedtime, which made what happened even stranger. The room looks completely normal at first, sunlight still coming through the curtains, but every few seconds, small orbs drift across the frame, floating in different directions, as if they have their own movement. Her daughter is lying on the bed, fast asleep, totally unaware of what the camera is picking up. Then, right at the end of the clip, the duvet at the foot of the bed pulls downward in a single, smooth tug. The girl doesn't move, and nothing is visible touching it. The blanket shifts a few inches, as if someone grabbed it from below, then it settles back into place. There's no one in the room with her, and the orbs from earlier make the moment feel even more unsettling. For Celsa, this confirmed that her daughter wasn't imagining things, and something in that room might actually be interacting with her when no one else is around. Here's where things get even stranger. A second CCTV camera in the living room was recording close to 9 at night, and this time the entire house was empty. There's no movement on the furniture, no shadows passing by, nothing that should be causing any disturbances. But in the hallway beyond the living room, something small keeps peeking out every so often. It leans into view for a split second, almost like a head or a tiny figure, then pulls back into the darkness. It happens repeatedly throughout the footage, always quick enough that you'd miss it if you weren't watching closely. With nobody home and nothing in the house that could explain it, the hallway sightings left Celsa even more convinced that whatever tugged the duvet upstairs might be moving freely through other parts of the home too. In the final clip of the saga, Celsa's daughter is asleep again, this time in the middle of the day. It's just after 1 in the afternoon, bright outside. Nothing that should make the room feel unsettling at all. But then something strange happens, so take a look. The camera is pointed at the bed the same way as before. Everything is calm at first. Then something beside her shifts in a way that's different from the earlier tug caught on camera. Something small seems to move across the fabric, almost like a tiny eye twitching for a moment before disappearing. It's impossible to tell exactly what it is, but the motion is clear, and it isn't the girl, who stays completely still the whole time. The movement is subtle but unmistakable, the kind that makes your stomach drop, because it shouldn't be happening at all. After everything else caught in this house, this final clip feels like the most direct sign yet that something is actually on the bed with her, even in broad daylight, and whatever has been disturbing her hasn't gone anywhere. A man was out in his backyard when he noticed something moving deep in the woodlands behind his house. Something subtle enough that at first he thought his eyes were playing tricks on him, but when it happened again, he pulled out his phone and started filming just in case.
Hi, It's me again. I'm just calling just to let you know. I've seen that thing again in the backyard. I've got the camera on. I'm trying to capture it. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to see if I can get it. Anyway, give me a call when you get this message. Bye. No! What is that? No way. No. What is that? No way. Yeah, it's me. I've just seen that thing. I've actually got it on camera. I'll show you when you get home. Give me a call as soon as you get this message.
After a few seconds of watching from the yard, he decides to rush back inside and run upstairs for a better angle from the window. When he zooms in from the second floor, that's when he finally catches it clearly enough to make his voice go shaky. Something strange glides across the tree line. Not solid, not fully visible, but not invisible either. It looks like a distortion in the air, the way heat waves ripple, except this moves with purpose, almost shaped like someone walking, but completely transparent. You can see the trees through it, yet the outline is unmistakable as it drifts between them. It doesn't behave like an animal or a shadow, and it's too defined to be a camera glitch. The man stays silent for a few seconds, before calling someone and letting them know, but whatever it is just keeps moving until it fades behind the thicker trees. Whatever was in those woods wasn't trying to hide, but it definitely wasn't something he could understand. A group of friends were hanging out home alone for the night, just talking and messing around, when they suddenly heard something fall in one of the rooms down the hall. At first they laughed it off, but when it happened again they all went quiet and called out hello, asking if someone was there, even though they knew nobody else was in the house. The noises kept coming in short bursts, like objects shifting around on their own, so they finally grabbed a phone and decided to check it out together.
¿Están escuchando? Soy yo. Se están escuchando mazo de ruidos, tú. Yo vine del baño.
No vayas, estás loco,
Hermano.
¿Qué es lo que quiere que vayas?
Vale,
venga, poco a poco, tío. Una polla.
Una polla. Una polla.
No.
Ocho, para.
Para internet, hermano, ¿qué haces? ¿Estás loco?
Se está escuchando desde el baño.
Escúchame. Pon internet ahí, hermano.
¿Hola?
Una polla. Hermano, esto da mucho mal rollo,
¿Hay alguien ahí?
No.
Hermano.
Tira, vamos a ver lo que es.
Hermano, no.
Acércate, toma. Tira. Asoma la cámara. Acércate lo que hay, Vale, ahí no hay nada. No hay nada ahí. ¡Hostia puta!
¡Corre, hermano! ¡Corre! What the fuck!
They peek round the bathroom door, slowly, joking nervously as they film. But the second the camera tilts toward the bath, their voices drop instantly. Reflected in the glass is an uncanny face staring back at them, not shaped like any of theirs, not human in a way that makes your stomach twist. The eyes look too wide, the smile too sharp, and it's in a place where nobody in the group was physically standing. One of them runs away in pure panic before they all sprint back down the hallway. Whatever they caught in that room wasn't a prank, and it wasn't any of them. It was something else watching them from the darkness of the bathroom. Jason was trying to grab a late bite at the subway inside Memorial Hospital, a place that already had a reputation for ghost sightings over the years. Nurses had talked about strange footsteps, flickering lights, and even a little girl seen wandering the halls long after visiting hours. Jason didn't really believe any of it, but while waiting for a member of staff to show up, he decided to film the empty place just to show how eerie the place was.
Alright, we're at Subway at Memorial Hospital, and there's been reports of ghost activity. Maybe we'll get lucky and capture a ghost. It's the ghost of a little girl. Oh my god, there she was!
For the first few seconds, nothing happens, just the hum of the machines and the glow of the fluorescent lights. Then out of nowhere, a blur sprints across the frame, low to the ground, and fast enough that you only catch the shape for a moment before it disappears behind a counter. Jason jumps, but there's nobody there at all. No footsteps, no signs of movement, no child in sight. The blur almost resembles a small figure, and with the hospital's old stories about a little girl spirit roaming the cafeteria after dark, people started calling this clip the clearest proof yet. Whatever rushed past Jason wasn't a customer, wasn't a worker, and definitely wasn't human. A man was home alone while his daughter slept in the next room, editing something on his phone, when he suddenly heard a single piano key echo from his daughter's playroom. He grabbed his camera and walked quietly toward his daughter's room first, making sure she hadn't gotten up, but she was still fast asleep, and nothing seemed out of place. He waited in the doorway, listening, trying to convince himself it was just settling wood or a toy shifting.
It always gets crazy when I'm here by myself. Or when my daughter's sleeping. What? See? I told you. I want her piano again. Hello? See, there's her piano. Don't mind her room. She has so many damn toys. We gotta clean up like every day in here. Hello? But at least y'all caught that part. Yo. Nope, I'm good. Nope, I'm good. Shut that. I'm telling you, every time I'm here by myself, man. See, look, her piano's still going off in there, man.
Then the piano plays itself again, a different note this time, loud enough to make him flinch. Before he can even react, a toy robot sitting on the trampoline beside the piano suddenly activates on its own, even though nobody touched it. The man doesn't wait to see what happens next. He turns around instantly and walks straight out of the room, clearly done with whatever had just decided to wake up in the middle of the night. Athena was on vacation at Myrtle Beach when she decided to record a quick video from her balcony, mostly just panning the camera around to show the ocean, the boardwalk, and the people below. She's calm the entire time, sounding relaxed and completely unaware that something else is happening behind her, until she pans the camera.
Beautiful Myrtle Beach.
As Athena slowly turns the camera back toward the sliding glass door that leads inside her hotel room, something incredibly disturbing appears for just a moment. Behind the sheer curtain, a strange girl peeks out from the side, only her face visible in a quick, stiff motion before she pulls back out of sight. The figure doesn't move naturally, and its face looks real, but uncanny at the same time. What makes the whole thing even more unsettling is Athena has no reaction whatsoever. She keeps recording like nothing happened, clearly seeing the girl, but likely entering freeze mode. Viewers pointed out that no one else was supposed to be in her room, and whatever that was standing behind the curtain definitely wasn't a normal person. A group of 4 friends were having a casual sleepover, hanging out late into the night while one of them had already knocked out on the sofa. The guy recording was just messing around with his phone, filming another friend who was standing in the kitchen grabbing snacks. Nothing unusual at first, just normal sleepover energy. That's until something crazy happened. Take a look.
Aí, fim da festa aí, pessoal. Ó, comprei a câmera nova, vamos colocar um vídeo no YouTube aí, ó.
Ai, que vergonha, não faz isso.
A Josi capotada já, com sono. Aí, Thiago, a câmera que eu comprei nova aí.
Bebeu demais.
Vermelhinha e tal. Vocês nem esperaram pra festa aí, né, mano? Meu Deus do céu, que porra é essa, velho? Mano, eu vi alguma coisa aqui, Thiago. Tem alguma coisa que passou aqui, velho.
Ih, velho.
Tô falando sério, cara. Tô falando sério. Vem aqui comigo, cara.
Tem nada aqui, não.
Eu vi uma coisa assim, cara.
Tá louco, mano?
Maluco. Eu vou voltar a câmera. E você vai ver, velho.
As the camera focuses on the friend in the kitchen, something unexpected happens in the background. Behind him, a human-shaped figure glides across from one side to the other. It doesn't walk so much as it moves, too smoothly, almost like it was floating rather than stepping. The person filming immediately pans around to check, but there's nobody there at all. Every person who should have been in the house is accounted for, including the one who jumped up from their sleep. The movement was too fluid, too silent, and too fast to be any of them. Whatever that figure was, it wasn't a friend sneaking around. It was something else entirely, and everyone watching the footage agreed it looked anything but human. In the following video, Keisha was lying in bed with her baby girl, Ima, trying to settle her down for an afternoon nap. She had her phone propped up, casually recording the moment as she softly sang a lullaby, while Ima played with a little hairbrush in her tiny hand. The room was calm and warm, with both of them feeling nice about the moment, but then a shift happened.
Ah! Sorry. Qué linda manita que tiene la bebé. Qué linda, qué bella, qué preciosa es. Come on, do it. Do the hand thing. Qué linda, qué... Good. You do it.
Ima is looking up at her mom, both confused and content, when the hairbrush suddenly yanks downward out of her hand in a way no baby that age could pull on their own. It drops sharply to the mattress, and Ima's eyes dart down, surprised. Throughout the moment, several orbs drift across the screen, small and bright, moving almost intentionally. Keisha keeps singing, completely unaware anything strange just happened, assuming her daughter simply dropped it. But when she watched the footage back later, she immediately realized the brush didn't fall naturally at all. It was pulled. She uploaded the clip after noticing how the orbs appeared at the exact same time, convinced that something unseen had been right there beside them while she was trying to put her daughter to sleep. Suspicious of a paranormal presence in the house, a woman was casually filming someone sitting on the couch in their living room, just recording a normal moment without expecting anything strange to happen at all. The person on the couch is relaxed, scrolling on their phone, and everything in the room seems completely quiet and normal. Then something in the background shifts in a way that is hard to explain. A strange over the person's shoulders into the frame, almost like something quickly darted across the space behind them. The woman holding the camera reacts instantly, gasping as she rushes forward and grabs the camera, hoping nothing else would follow up. There is no one else in the room, no pets, no shadows that could have caused it, but the movement was unmistakable. It happened close enough to the person on the couch that if something was there, it was right behind them. After reviewing the footage later, she realized how unnerving it actually was, and the fact that it moved so close without either of them noticing makes the moment even more chilling. Michelle was filming again with her phone, sitting a few feet from a small decorative paper dragon hanging on the wall. She'd been dealing with activity for a while and decided to ask whatever was in the house to move something, hoping to finally catch undeniable proof. At first, the paper dragon only shook a little, swaying in these tiny movements that could have been written off as airflow, and Michelle even said she wasn't convinced by that alone.
Well, I picked up Trevor before you did.
Yeah, but it might not him moving it.
Oh, I see.
Is it Trevor moving it? Move it again. You'll have to do better than that.
God. Did you see that one? You know. Do it again, I saw it. Can you have a replay?
I can't. You have to do better than that. Thank you.
God. I know it is, it's the clock.
No, the clock's not working.
Oh God, is it working?
Thank you very much. So that is you then, Trevor?
Yeah, it is. Did you see it move?
Yeah. Thank you very much. Can you do anything else?
We'll sit down now.
Without any warning, the dragon suddenly jolted in a sharp, deliberate motion, snapping sideways hard enough that Michelle and her sister both gasped at the exact same time. Their reactions were instant and completely genuine, immediately backing away from it as Michelle asked out loud if it was Trevor, her husband who had passed, trying to get through to them. There was no answer, no voice, no follow-up movement, but the single violent jolt was enough to shake both of them. Even in the silence afterward, the atmosphere in the room felt heavy, like someone else was standing there just out of frame, listening but choosing not to reveal more. A little kid was being filmed in the living room, while his dad tried to capture a cute moment. But the clip ended up being anything but cute. Everything is normal at first, until music suddenly starts playing from somewhere. Not loud, but just eerie enough to catch the kid's attention.
A ver. ¿Qué carajo? Mames. Quédate, hijo, quédate. No mames. Amor. No me lo vas a creer.
He slowly turns his head toward the door, and in the glass panel on it, you can clearly see movement behind the glass, like a person shifting or walking past. The kid's eyes go wide and he keeps staring, confused and a little scared. His dad instantly reacts, before rushing outside to check who or what could have been standing there. But once he gets outside, there is nothing. No footsteps, no shadows, no signs of anyone walking past the door at all. Whatever appeared behind that glass wasn't a real person, and the kid definitely sensed it before the adult did. The upcoming clip is very disturbing, and a small group is gathered around an extremely unsettling doll, dressed in a long white gown, something they had been investigating because of reports that it could move on its own. At first, they're simply holding its hands and supporting it as they walk it slowly up and down the sidewalk, almost like they're testing whether the movements are intentional or mechanical. The creepy part is how naturally its legs move, lifting and stepping with perfect rhythm, more precise than anything a simple prop should be able to do. Its joints bend smoothly, ligaments shifting in a way that looks disturbingly lifelike for a doll. They eventually decide to stop assisting it and let go of its arms completely.
Y con las dos manos sí caminó, ¿verdad? Con usted.
Entonces te fue para atrás. Sí.
¿Y nunca se le ha salido?
Se asoma por la ventana. Cuando yo me salgo a un mandado que no hay nadie. La tengo en mi cuarto y yo por aquí no está en nada.
Ajá.
En la ventana o en otro lado.
No, la estiro y no ve.
¿Qué onda, Fabián?
Se hace dura, mira.
A ver, yo más.
Espérame. Ahorita para que la señora la cambie. Agárrala, no pasa nada.
Agárrala, hijo.
Mira, agárrala.
Mira, 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 mira. Mira. ¿Ya viste? Más con su dueña. Mira, ya dio la vuelta. Es aquí en Saltillo. Es... Agárrala de... ¡Oh, mira, con Eder sí quiso! No, ya no va a querer. Con Eder, con Yair camina poquito. Con él camina poquito.
¿Qué se siente? Nada.
Fíjese que... Entonces cuando no está usted, ella se asoma.
Sí. A veces que vengo a la tienda, otros días a un señor y a una señora, y a varios, aquí esperándome.
Ajá.
Y usted la vio en la muñeca, sí. Dice, pues mire, su muñeca está asomando por la ventana. Y que me va sacando. Es que la dejo en mi cuarto, como se acuesta conmigo, ahí la dejo. Y yo me salgo, y ya para cuando pienso la encuentro en otro lado, o en otro cuarto, o así.
Pero eso se debe a lo que dice que...
The group steps back, half laughing and half terrified, but the moment their hands leave, it is the moment everything feels wrong. The doll twitches, one leg shifting slightly forward like it's trying to take another step, even without anyone touching it. Nobody can deny what they just saw. The group stares in silence, slowly backing away from it, realizing they may have been guiding something that didn't really need their help to move at all. The man in the upcoming video appeared to be working an early shift and was sitting inside what looked like an indoor forklift, breathing heavily and sounding genuinely distressed as he started recording the rear mirror in front of him. He had been hearing things around the back of the complex and finally decided to see if he could catch whatever it was.
¿Qué onda? Ando aquí acomodando unas tarimas en el monte y desde hace rato siento como que algo se asoma de ahí atrás. A ver si lo alcanzo a grabar. Mira, 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 mira. ¡Ah, la verga! Mira. ¡Ah! No mames, sí se vio. ¡A la verga! Pero no hay nadie. Aquí adentro estoy yo solo.
As he slowly began reversing the forklift, the mirror suddenly caught something that made him gasp. A black figure, there but not fully solid, almost like a shadow, ducked behind a stack of pallets the moment the vehicle moved. He froze for a second before stepping out with the camera pointed straight ahead, while calling out to see if anyone was there. He walked all the way toward the back where the thing had been, showing every corner and every open space, but there was nothing at all. No footsteps, no shadows, no place for anything to hide. The fact that the figure was only visible through the mirror made the whole moment even stranger, and his panicked breathing made it clear he knew he had just seen something he was never supposed to. In the following video, a man began filming late at night after the unsettling sound of constant knocking echoed through his house. The knocking was rhythmic, steady, and didn't stop, no matter how long he waited. He gets up, phone in hand, and walks slowly toward the front door, the knocks growing louder with each step. Even as he reaches for the handle, it keeps going with hard, deliberate thuds that seem to come from the other side. He hesitates for a moment before unlocking it, takes a deep breath, and swings the door open. Instantly, the sound stops. The air outside is dead silent, the porch empty, and the street beyond completely still. Just as he turns to head back inside, he notices something strange, a single mysterious branch lying perfectly in the center of his doorstep, as if it had been placed there. Confused, he picks it up and brings it to the trash, wondering how it could have got there. He shuts the door behind him after going back inside. No more knocking, no more movement, just the eerie sense that whatever had been at his door had left something behind on purpose. The next clip picks up at the very same door, recorded just a few nights later. This time, instead of knocking, there's a strange snapping sound coming from outside, quick, sharp, and repeating in perfect intervals. It was almost like a whipping noise. The man hesitates, clearly unnerved, before deciding to open the door again. As soon as the door swings open, the snapping stops dead. He steps outside cautiously, scanning the porch and yard with his phone light, expecting to find an animal or a loose branch in the wind, but the night is completely still. Then, as his camera pans down, something catches his eye, a single branch lying neatly across his doormat. It's almost identical to the one he found before. He crouches down, examining it for a moment before whispering that he doesn't understand how it got there. There's no movement, no explanation, just that same uneasy silence pressing against the air. The clip ends with him slowly backing inside, locking the door again, clearly realizing this wasn't just some random coincidence. Whatever was leaving those branches seemed to be coming back for more, so he needs to do something to stop it. So suggest some ideas in the comments section. Unedited security footage from a metal gate warehouse captured something that left the entire staff stunned. Earlier that night, one of the workers had gone to check the main gate and confirmed it was firmly padlocked before heading back inside to grab the keys. Only 5 minutes later, this clip was recorded. The heavy gate can be seen rattling gently at first, as though someone is tugging from the other side, even though the lot is completely empty. Then the padlock begins to twist on its own, slowly turning in place before it clicks free and drops to the ground. The gate swings open right after this happens, swinging all the way until it's wide open, exposing nothing but darkness beyond it. The camera shows no people, no animals, and no movement anywhere nearby. When the worker returned with the keys, they found the gate unlocked and open exactly like in the footage. After reviewing it, he immediately quit his job, saying he refused to work somewhere that could unlock itself so easily. Viewers online agreed it was one of the clearest examples of paranormal interference ever caught on CCTV, and I bet people will think twice before shopping here in the future. A man was spending a quiet evening at home, watching cartoons with his son, while his wife got ready in the bathroom. Everything felt perfectly normal, until he noticed movement behind the curtain-like blanket covering a door nearby. At first, he thought maybe his son had thrown something or that a draft had made it shift, but the timing felt too precise, too intentional.
Todo había estado tranquilo.
No. Miren lo que está pasando. Ya no había pasado nada. Estoy jugando con mi hijo. Estamos viendo caricaturas. Miren. Mi esposa está en el baño. Vamos a ver.
¿Qué carajo es eso?
¿Qué es eso? Mames. Maldita sea, vamos a prender el flash. Ahí espera, hijo. ¿Qué fue eso? No hay nadie en la cocina. Oh, mierda. ¿Qué?
Ahora sí me dio miedo.
¿Qué es eso?
He began filming, explaining that nobody else was supposed to be in the house, his voice uneasy as he reached for the edge of the curtain. Pulling it aside, he revealed the dark room beyond, and for a split second, a shadowy figure could be seen peeking out from across the room before retreating. His breathing quickened as he glanced back to make sure his son didn't follow. Gripping a flashlight, He stepped carefully into the room the shape had vanished into. The beam swept across the furniture and walls, but there was nothing. No person, no movement, not even a sound. The atmosphere was thick and silent, the kind of silence that makes your skin crawl. When he checked the footage later, he realized the shadow had leaned out just enough for its head to be visible, and there was no logical way anyone could have been standing there. It was around 3 in the morning when the man started recording again. This time, both he and his wife were awake, startled by the sound of repeated knocking at their door. At first, he brushed it off as the family dog, but the rhythm was too precise and far too constant to be an animal.
¿Qué onda, banda? Son las 3 y cacho de la mañana. Estoy grabando este video porque nos despertaban unos golpes en la puerta, como si estuvieran tocando. Pensamos que era el perro, pero ya son muchos y repetidamente. No sé, estoy con mi esposa, mi hijo, y a mi esposa me dijo que ya me levante a ver porque sí, ya está raro, así que pues, vamos a ir a ver qué onda, porque esto sí está canijo. Ya están tocando mucho y el perro sí ya no puede ser. Yo nomás voy a buscar unas chanclas, unos tenis o algo y pues vamos a ver qué onda, que sí ya. Esto está raro. Vamos a ver qué. No, esto sí no. No, madre. Esta puerta está cerrada. No hay nadie aquí tampoco. Esta Valkyria. Hey Google, ¿qué hora es?
Son las 3:10 de la mañana.
Nada, amor, nada.
His wife stayed in bed while he got up, muttering that he'd check it out. Slipping on his shoes, he walked down the dark hallway, the steady thuds still echoing through the house. When he reached the door, he froze. Through the smudged glass, a faint face could be seen on the other side, distorted by the frosted surface but human enough to send a chill down his spine. He steadied his camera and opened the door in one swift motion, only to find nothing. The driveway was empty, the air still. Confused, he stepped outside, scanning the area with his flashlight, but no one was anywhere nearby. When he went back inside, the knocking had stopped completely, and the house was quiet again. His wife, still in bed, asked what it was. He didn't have an answer. That the face he saw through that glass wasn't clear, but it was definitely there. Chase was staying over at his girlfriend's house when something strange happened that made him start recording. She had told him before that the place was haunted, saying you could always hear footsteps moving around upstairs, even when nobody was there. Chase never believed her, until the night that changed everything. Take a look.
My front camera is smashed, but I'm here at my girlfriend's house by myself. She always says it's haunted because it sounds like somebody is walking around upstairs. I've never heard it until now. I always say it's not haunted because the house is a little old. But it legit sounds like there's somebody upstairs. I will swing on a ghost, or if it's a person, I don't care. Who's up there? Oh my God, they're like at the top of the stairs. Come down these stairs and I will swing on you, I promise.
The video starts with him whispering that he's finally hearing it for himself. Faint but clear footsteps can be heard moving above him, slow and steady, like someone pacing. He walks toward the stairs, the sound growing louder with each step he takes. As he begins to climb, he pauses halfway up, shining the camera toward the landing, and asks who's up there. There's no answer, just silence and the faint creak of the house settling. Then, out of nowhere, the footsteps pick up again, this time rushing straight toward him. Chase freezes, but before he can react, something invisible seems to barrel down the stairs. He instinctively swings at the air, but nothing's there. The clip ends abruptly as he backs away, shaken, realizing his girlfriend might have been right about the house all along. The date was June the 14th of 2025. Chris decided to spend the evening at a well-known haunted forest, a place locals have claimed for years is filled with restless spirits. Armed with his ghost interaction device, he began exploring deep within the trees until he stumbled upon something eerie, an old grave marker for two people right in the center of the forest.
Hi, Jonathan. Hi, buddy. It's nice to talk to you. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. It just said Jonathan, bombings 1920s. You are amazing. Mortuary. Right. It just said right. And that's John. I mean, you would think if his full name was Jonathan, they put Jonathan, right? But it just said Jonathan. Bombings 1920s. Right. And Nightmare. Lifetime. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. That's wild, bro. Wild. We've been so connected lately. I don't know what it is, man. Whoa, 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 whoa.
As he asks questions through the device, the faint shape of a white wisp can be seen gliding behind the grave, moving slowly through the darkness before fading away. Chris continues speaking calmly, asking if anyone is there with him, and then the device suddenly responds with two clear words: "You're amazing." The moment leaves him speechless. Whether it was meant as kindness or mockery, it confirmed that something out there was definitely aware of him and listening. Who knows if it was one of the men who appeared on the grave. Filming from her bed late at night, a woman in Houston began recording her closet after claiming it had opened on its own just a few minutes earlier. She had recently gotten up, closed it, and returned to bed, but she decided to start filming in case it happened again. The room was quiet, the only sound being the faint hum of the air conditioner as she kept the camera pointed steadily at the door. What happened next was bizarre.
The door opened up a few minutes ago, so while I was laying down, so we're gonna see if it's gonna open again. I closed it and got back in the bed, and hopefully it is shut for tonight. I just end up getting out my bed a minute ago and shutting it, so let's see. Looky, looky. I'm in my bed. And there she goes. So I'm going to have to end up putting a towel in it, or she's going to keep opening it up all night. But I'm in my bed, as you can see. It's opened up again by itself.
After several tense seconds, the closet door slowly begins to pull open by itself, creaking just slightly as it moves. She gasps softly, but doesn't move, frozen as the door comes to a stop. No one else is visible in the frame, and there's no sign of a draft or string pulling it. After this, she said she's been trying to move out of the apartment entirely, convinced that whatever is in that Houston apartment doesn't want her to stay, and she would be a fool not to listen to the signs. The following footage is grainy and hard to make out, clearly filmed on an older camera, but what it captures is enough to send chills down your spine. Paul, a ghost hunter who often explores haunted places alone, was walking through a wooded area at night, with only the faint beam of his camera's built-in torch lighting the way. The crunching of leaves under his feet is constant as he scans the trees, narrating quietly to himself. Then, out of nowhere, something insane happens, so have a look.
Where's it gone? There was something there. Sure I saw something. Where is it? It was around here somewhere. It was here somewhere, but it's gone. Oh, I don't know where it is.
Out of seemingly nowhere, a white, human-like figure glides across the frame just ahead of him, its movement smooth and unnatural, almost floating rather than walking. Paul immediately swings the camera around, calling out into the darkness, but whatever it was is already gone. He searches the surrounding area, panning the light through the trees and undergrowth, but there's nothing there. No noise, no footprints, no sign of anyone else. For someone who spent years chasing the paranormal, even Paul admitted afterward that this one left him completely rattled. Who knows if he will ever spot something so clear again. The Ogden paranormal team had decided to spend the night investigating a notoriously haunted location known as Asylum 49, a place long rumored to be one of the most active spots in the state. During one part of the investigation, two members of the team, a man and a woman, were sitting quietly in a dimly lit room, waiting to see if anything would happen, while the rest of the group monitored from another area. This is what happened.
You notice that?
Yeah, I'm scared.
It started off back there and now it's right here.
For a while, everything was completely still, the only sound being the faint hum of their equipment. Then, out of nowhere, soft noises began echoing from behind them, like distant shuffling or something moving just out of view. They both freeze, exchanging nervous glances before slowly turning around at the same time. The camera pans with them, and the place is empty, completely void of movement, yet the sound continues for another second before fading into silence again. No one else was near that room, and the team later confirmed through their static cameras that nobody had entered or left during that time, making this one of the eeriest moments from their night inside Asylum 49.